Hello everybody, welcome to the United Stand. Manchester United against Sunderland. Watchalong, D-Day for Ruben Amorim. But has he picked a team we're happy with? I suppose that's sort of where we are, aren't we? Yeah, look, I've got to say, massively conflicted. First things first, let's get the team on the screen for you, because I am massively conflicted. I mean, I think, look, we've got to focus on the positives. We need Manchester United to win the game. So I think that always has to take the precedence, of course. And, you know, let's get this team on the screen for you straight away. Yeah, I mean, positives. Yoro, Lemens into the team. Ahmad's back on the right-hand side. I'm happy about that. The goalkeeper is a huge positive. There's no, you know, nobody can tell me that's not the case. Yoro back in the team is a huge positive. I like Ahmad in the team. That's very good as well. Mbeumo, Sesko, really happy. Then the conflict hits. Bruno in the midfield. Luke Shaw, left-sided centre-back. Dalot, left wing-back. And I sort of go, all the good you've done, how much does the bad taint the good? And I'm sort of conflicted because I'm not angry. I like some of the changes and we have seen some change and I think that's really important. But I also look at it and I go, I'm confused. And I think this is sort of probably where many of us are at when it comes to Ruben Amorim now, because I'm just massively conflicted. On the one hand, I can't believe he's still picking Luke Shaw. He's crap. I can't believe Dalot is at left wing back. He's crap at right wing back. I don't get that one. I actually thought Dorgu and Agate, I mean, I must be bloody going mad here. I actually think, from what I remember, Dorgu and Agate did okay against Brentford compared to Luke Shaw, Dalot, Bruno, who were shite. So I don't really know why Dorgu's out of the team. He's your signing. I don't really know why Cunha's out of the team. He's your signing. So maybe they have a knock. I don't know. Maybe they're not fit, because I'm a little bit confused by the absence of Dorgu and Cunha. Maybe there is injury in that. But look, there is some change in that team, and like, you know, I mean, it's not as bad as it could have been. It's not as good as it could have been, so I'm just sort of like, get the win. Let's continue to have the conversations we're having, because it almost feels like a halfway house. There are some positives, there are still some negatives. And was it all going to change in one game? No. You know, a guy that picks Dalot consistently, Luke Shaw consistently, puts Bruno in the midfield consistently, he's not going to change overnight, is he? He's not going to change overnight. So I expected... I'm not even going to talk about Bruno. That was never not going to happen. Motion says, where are the positives? Well, I think Lemens in goal is a positive. I think this is a really exciting positive. You know, I do. I think Yoro back in the team that he never should have been left out of is a positive. So those two, to me, are big positives. I think Ahmad playing off the right is more attacking. So that's a positive as well. But look, I feel like the wrong players get scapegoated in this team. I really do. And I think that, you know, Harry Maguire only had a bad game against Brentford because we played him in the wrong position. If Harry Maguire was the left-sided centre-back or the right-sided centre-back, he's absolutely fine in a back three. But you can't use him as the centre-back because he doesn't have the pace. If I was Harry Maguire and I don't know how he thinks, I would be a little bit pissed off. I'd be like, I've been scapegoated a little bit here. I was put in a position where I was always going to get exploited. I mean, Luke Shaw was terrible against Brentford, terrible against Man City, terrible all season, and he gets picked every week. So I do feel like, you know, you might look at it and go, you know, has he got it right there? But the only thing he can get right today, as many of you keep telling me, is winning the game. And I think that hopefully we've got enough to do that. I mean, Mason Mount in the team is actually not a big... Well, I don't know why Cunha's out of the team. And there's a lot of people talking about Mainu as well. I do want to talk about Mainu in a minute, but Ricky said Luke Shaw was the best player. Watch again. No, not having it, Shan. Cunha, I don't know. Is Cunha injured? Somebody said that Dorgu may have a bit of a knock as well, but I I don't know. Cunha must have a knock, because I just think that. I mean, for me, Cunha's the most exciting player in that team. He's got the aggression. He's got the know-how. You know, he knows what it's like to play in a team that's shit and make things happen, as does Mbeumo. Like, Cunha and Mbeumo are the mentalities you want in a team like this. They were both in teams last season. Cunha more than Mbeumo, relegation side. So I think that the Cunha one again must be a not. I mean, look, I've been waiting for somebody to say this. King Walker said that Cunha was terrible last game. Eamon says Cunha wasn't good against Brentford. Oh, is that what we're doing now? We're actually going to do that, are we? That's actually what happens. I mean, wash your bloody mouths out and your fingers, whatever you're bloody typing with. Maybe you are typing with your fucking tongue, prats. So now it's justifiable to drop Cunha for a bad game against Brentford. What about Luke Shaw? What about Delot? What about Bruno? They've been putting in epic stinkers for weeks. So, you know, justifiable to drop Cunha for a bad game against Brentford, but no problem picking Luke Shaw, Delot and Bruno every bloody week. That's what I'm talking about. You can't just drop Cunha because he had a bad game against Brentford, but keep playing Bruno in the midfield, keep putting Luke Shaw at the back, put Delot at left wing back. I mean, I agree. Cunha didn't play well against Brentford, but let me think about this. Cunha, brand new signing. Is he the future, or is Luke Shaw, Bruno and Delot the future? I know, let's drop Cunha and let's stick with the same old shit. That's what annoys me. I completely agree that Cunha had a bad game last week, but since when were we a club that drops people for one bad game? Only if your face don't fit. You know, if you're Lenny Yoro, you're dropped. If you're Mainu, you're dropped. If you're Rasmus, oh, he's gone anyway. You know, if you're Cunha, you're dropped. If you, but no, not Bruno, not Delot, not Shaw. That's inconsistency. I'm sorry. Well created by the two people who said that. Getting tough, but I still support Amrim, says Amma. I just feel conflicted today. Some people call it sitting on the fence. It's being honest. I want him to do well. I want him to be, don't want him to get sacked. But on the other hand, I still am massive. I think the 11 that he's picked today is quite simply the absolute evidence of what it's like trying to support Ruben Amorim. On one hand, there are some big positives. And on the other hand, there are things that annoy you. And I think that's where it is, Amab. So I agree with you. Hope he's still there when we turn up in the United Stand Christmas jumpers. Ashish, welcome to the Members Club. Thank you very much for getting your badge in. Really appreciate you. I would have Cunha, but Mount pressing will help, says Pan. Look, Cunha should not be sat on the bench for a Man United side. I don't care who you are, what you are. I'll argue that. Cunha should never be sat on the bench for a Man United side. We're shit. He should be in that team. Maybe Shaw, Bruno, Casemiro and Delot have guaranteed game time in their contracts when healthy. Just more leftover Glazer mistakes. I very much doubt that, Notorious. I mean, who lets Delot have a guaranteed game time contract? Actually, maybe you're right. Just wait and see. Our left-hand side's going to get in trouble, says Bada Bing. Hopeful for a positive result. Mark, can you please give a mention to my other half, Rob, and his dad, Martin, who are watching from Old Trafford? I think we'll win today, Jessica. Yeah, so big shout out to Rob and Martin. I'd take Malacia over Delot at left wing back, says American Gangster. Delot, Shaw, Bruno and Casemiro are still in the team. Lemens starting is good, but those four starting again is just irritating. I hope he wins, says Ashley. Look, I'd forgot. Look, should we talk about Mainu in a minute? Because when I think about Agate last week, I was actually quite annoyed he got subbed off. I know we were terrible last week, but from what I remember, Agate was actually okay. And I was really annoyed when he got subbed off. And he's dropped. He's dropped today to bring Casemiro back. Casemiro and Bruno in our midfield in 2025. Both of them are gone in the summer. So what is this project? I mean, if you go with Agate and Mainu, it could be our midfield for the next 2 or 3 years. Or you need to buy people in the summer. Casemiro and Bruno, the sell-by date, it's like a bottle of milk that ran out yesterday. Like, at some point, it's going to go sour. Let's get this win and get behind them. We all bleed United Reds as ever. I'm more disappointed because I believe in him, says Manish. Cunha had a bad game. Check his ratings. I think I've answered that one, Eve. So, Eve, just to answer it again, in case you are new and it is a super chat. So, Cunha had a bad game, so it's justifiable to drop him. Bruno's been shite in the midfield all season, but let's keep picking him. That's confusing to me. That's really confusing to me. So, we can drop Cunha, and everyone agrees with it, because he had one bad game, but we'll keep picking Bruno in the midfield out of position when he's shit. That doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense. I'm sorry. Portuguese cartel is real. Both are being played out of position to accommodate them, says Jeffrey. I said in the summer, and I got laughed at, I said in the summer, there was a show in the summer where everyone was going massively in on Delo, and I said, I guarantee you he's going to start a lot of games next season, and I was right. Amarin baffles me. Bruno should be where Mount is. Needs to be in the attacking areas. Football isn't hard. Put players where they play best, says Joey. Mount over Cunha is confusing, and why Luke Shaw, says Rajaf. Welcome to Members Club, Rumadize and Peter Cartwright as well, and Stephen Tattersall. Right, I want to talk about Mainu, but before we do that, let me just. I mean, it could be a very, very appropriate. Okay, this is not. You know, hold on a minute. Let me just sort this out. I want to. It won't change screen for me. Let me just try and see if that will work. No. Okay. This is annoying. Sorry. It will do it. Let me come back there. Every show this happens. So, I think that with regards to Mainu, I was going to talk about Mainu, wasn't I? I feel like talking about Mainu personally is just it's sort of adding petrol to the fire. We've had quite a considerable discussion there about, you know, Bruno in the midfield, Luke Shaw at the back, Yoro's back, Lamens is in goal, good, positives, negatives, etc. But I think that with regards to Mainu, it's a justifiable argument with Mainu. Of that, there's no doubt. But I almost feel like it's a conversation that there's very little point in having. Like he definitely doesn't look like he wants to pick Mainu in this United side, because I think when you lose a game like we did last week, and you know he's not looking to pick him, it's very hard. It's very hard to sort of see a way back for him, isn't it? I mean, I don't really want to have the Mainu conversation 15 minutes before this game starts, but if he can't, let's put it this way. I said it last season. If you can't get in a Man United side that's the worst Man United side in Premier League history, then you've got a bit of a problem. And if you can't get in a Man United side that was absolutely shocking against Brentford, but also has been quite shocking in the midfield all season, you've got a problem. And I don't really want to put petrol on the fire, but I am at the point with Mainu where I don't know what circumstance exists for him to get back in the United side. I don't actually know what circumstances there are, because this is Sunderland, a newly promoted side at Old Trafford, straight after a shit performance. There is no Carabao Cup. There is no European football. There is no FA Cup until January, by which time the next transfer window will be open, and he will be quite rightly asking for a move. So I think in relation to Mainu, it's a tough one, isn't it? I don't know what to say other than it's very, 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 very clear that Ruben Amorim doesn't rate him. And maybe that's right. Maybe that's wrong. The problem is, if you don't rate him, show me something that's better, and he can't. I actually think Ugarte played better than Bruno last week. He's on the bench as well. So you know, this midfield needs to start working, doesn't it? Because I think we're all very, very frustrated with it. But the Mainu conversation, I choose not to delve into too deeply, because if he can't get in after that performance last week in a home game against Sunderland, when is he ever going to get in? You know, and I think that's a fair reflection on that. But give me your thoughts. Give me your thoughts on the team. Can I just say we are so close to 2.2 million. We are 300 subscribers away from 2.2 million. That's a significant number. So please do subscribe. Bottom right-hand corner. Share the video if you have subscribed. Let's see if we can hit 2.2 million today. Hopefully it can be a positive with regards to United winning the game. Ricky still calling Luke Shaw our centre-backs, as said. Look, me and Ricky exchanged messages. He ain't going to listen. He ain't going to listen. I've told him Luke Shaw is absolute shit and costs us goals every week, just like he did last week, where he didn't track the runner for the second goal. But Ricky believes he's a really good player. I don't think Luke Shaw's had a good game for Man United in about 2 years. I think fair play, he's fit, but he's shit. Do you think he's not picking mainly because he didn't want to stay and fight for a place? That maybe he thinks his mentality is not there, says Ivan. He might do, but it's not like everybody else is performing, is it? I mean, I don't mind Mainu sat on the bench if the rest of the team is performing, but it isn't. He isn't, is he? Interesting game for Le Mans. If we win, it's expected from us. If we lose, media could question him from day one. I mean, look, Mount Rushmore, I think we're all behind Le Mans, aren't we? Anger, welcome to Members Club. Thank you very much for supporting the channel. Amrim's got Portuguese bias, his biggest ball knowledge. Ricky, I've done that one. Mark, Bruno in the midfield, still what the hell do we know? Do we do? Now, Amrim doesn't care, says Joseph Young. I mean, look, in relation to Sunderland, haven't got a bloody clue about them. Happy 18th to Orla. She's at the match, says McDeb. Happy 18th to Orla. Have a great day. Hopefully win. I think Mourinho is the only man for United at the moment, says Ben. You do realise he's now Benfica manager, so he's not even on the market. Jose says, Ricky must be colourblind or something. He's your friend. Can you get him a new pair of glasses? And do you think we will take control over the game or hit them on the break? Says Martin. I think we're going to win. Don't trust me on that, but I think we're going to win. How is Amrim dropping Cunha when he said he was crazy and we need more crazy players? I mean, maybe he's got a knock, Andrew. I don't know. Perhaps Amrim just doesn't trust, nor does he have any confidence in Mainu. Team selections are not just based on last week's match, but also training, says Shahin. If Mason Mount is left wing back, I'm done. I'm worried, says Matthew. Tristan, thank you for joining the Members Club. So what? We only going to play on the right-hand side. If Dorgu in heaven isn't of Delo and Shaw, I'll be happy. Bruno on the midfield again as expected, says Seth. Sick to death of bullshit excuses from players and the manager, says Eddie Mack. All the years of crap, whatever happened to just going out and winning football games? Yuriam says maybe getting a new manager is the only way to stop Bruno, Shaw and Delo from starting. Gets more appealing by the day. Maybe they run the dressing room though, Yuriam. I mean, Bruno Fernandes pretty much does run that football club. He is the most liked player. He's the most popular player. Maybe Amrim knows if he goes against that, he's going to lose more players. I don't know. You know, maybe we still have a bit of a player power thing going on. I don't know. I don't know at this point. Really worried our left side's going to fall apart, says Whip. A lot of people mentioning that. If we're massively down at half time, who'd you rather have coming on against Sunderland, Mount or Cunha? We have no one else. It's a necessary evil, says Caleb. Don't really get that. So we keep our better player on the bench in case we're losing. I don't get that. Did you see Agate was getting a lot of hate in his post? I swear some of our fans are also a problem. I'm emotionally drained. Look, Soy, Agate was playing well last week and he took him off. Don't really get it. Was it not Agate that basically got the ball to Dorgu for us to score the goal? Want Amrim to do well, but I don't think he helps himself, says Jack. None of our recent managers have won their 50th game. This is his 50th, says Joseph. I don't believe in those sort of things. I think we'll win. We need a cleansing result to start the process of climbing out this deep hole. Good performance and 3-0 bare minimum, says Benners. I've gone with 3-0. Can you cheer me up? I'm dreading it, says ATYR. Guaranteed game time contracts might also explain why they're constantly played, says Notorious. Who would you give penalties from now on, says King. Bruno's still going to take the penalties. I'd give him to Mbeumo. Damo says this won't be easy. Sunderland will know this is a good chance as any to leave Old Trafford with 3 points. Maguire should be up front, says Ali. Is there a Portugal click problem, says Barry. And I look at our left side and we're done, says Pan. A lot of people talking about that left-hand side today, that's for sure. Okay. 1 minute. Sorry, I'd lost the live chat there. Yeah, I still think we'll win, but as I said, if you're tuning in a little bit late, just in time for the start of the game, my thoughts on the team are one of confliction again. I like the fact that Lemens is starting. I like the fact that Yoro's back in the team. I can't stand the fact that Delot's left wing back. I can't stand the fact that Luke Shaw's being picked when he's so bad. And obviously the midfield to me, again, is massively confusing. And also Cunha being dropped and Mainu not being involved and Agate not being involved. It's strange. But you know what? It's almost the definition of Amorim's time at Man United. You desperately want to get behind it in him and believe him. And to a certain extent, he sort of lures you in and then he slaps you in the face. And I just think it's fair play to those people that are Amorim out or firmly Amorim in, because I can't find that in me either way. Yeah, I just can't find it either way in me to do that. So yeah. Sorry, I'm being... Okay, got it now. Okay. Yeah, I was meant to mention this a few minutes ago. We are sponsored by Surfshark on the show today. If you don't know what Surfshark is, it's a VPN. So securely safeguard your private messages, photos, videos, links in the description. Scan the QR code. We've got a fantastic little offer for you. But essentially it works. It's a one-suite Surfshark for you, including alert for personal data breaches, private ad-free browsing, antivirus, and alternative ID. But you can use it on unlimited simultaneous devices, so you can be on your phone or your laptop or whatever, multiple devices. But the thing I like about it is you can change your virtual location on platforms like Netflix or Global Content Access. So if you want to watch something that's in France and you're in a different country, you can just change your location to France and it thinks you're in France. So that's how a VPN works. You may have used them before, you may not, but even if you have got one or you haven't used one before, we've got a great offer for you. United Stand is the code. You get an extra 4 months free. Link in the description or scan the QR code. Comprehensive digital protection package with a 30-day money-back guarantee. So exclusive offer with code United Stand for premium digital protection. You get 4 months free and obviously a 30-day money-back guarantee. So check it out if you've not used a VPN before. If you have got one, check out Surfshark. As I say, you get the 4 months free with the code United Stand. Thanks to Surfshark for sponsoring today's show. Rainfall says, the reason I'm going Amorim out is he seems so not interested in our academy. The main treatment is just another example of this. I can't wait for November. Who would you rather in centre midfield, Bruno or Mount? Mount, Doth. I think Mount's a better tackler, and I think he's a better passer. I mean, I would drop Mount. Sorry, I would drop Bruno for Mount and put Cunha in. Happily. I'd happily do that. You know, I'm not the manager. So I think, in a way, and I didn't want to say this, but I will say this, but in a way, the dropping of Cunha is very similar to the dropping of Yoro. Because I feel that with Yoro, the same thing happened. Like, it was, you know, Bruno who made the mistake, and then he publicly said, no, it wasn't me. It was Yoro. Yoro gets dropped for 2 games. Bruno gets picked. Last weekend, you know, Cunha has a bad game. Bruno has a bad game, but he takes Cunha out the team to accommodate Bruno. I've been saying for a while, and funnily enough, my conscience is clean because I said this on Tuesday, and I tweeted it as well. I said, I don't think Bruno suits Cunha's game at all. Bruno gets the ball, wants to hit the long diagonal. Cunha wants the ball 10 yards into his feet to spin. You don't get that pass from Bruno. And lo and behold, who's on the bench? Cunha. I think you might get that pass from Mount. But, you know, as per usual, our whole team has to be built around a guy that was nearly going to join Saudi. I mean, we've just seen Xerxes walk past there. And what's the point? What's the point in Xerxes? I just don't get it. Mainu walks past as well. I mean, I'm looking at the players walking past in, to the bench, and I'm sort of like, you must look at the starting lineup and go, what the fuck am I doing here? But look, positivity. Lemens is going to be very interesting to keep an eye on. Yoro back in the team, I think, strengthens the defence. I don't think Sunderland score. I'm going to go 3-0 to Manchester United. But I've got to say, we are definitely walking into the unknown. I don't know anything about Sunderland at all. I haven't watched them this season. And I know they've had a very good season, so it could be interesting. Please do subscribe to the channel, by the way. Bottom right-hand corner. We are very, very close to 2.2 million on YouTube. Welcome, everyone, on Twitch. Thank you very much as well. You can subscribe for free with Amazon Prime if you want to. Kirby says, dig up my dead dog and put him in the net. Cody says, how you doing? I'm okay, mate. I'm hoping Man United are going to win. Steve Wynyard says, this team practically scrams player power. Amram screams player power. Amram is picking the team around certain players. Bruno Shaw, Delo. Amram is too weak to stand up to these guys, and they need to go, says Steve. How on earth does Amram rate Delo over Dorgu? I did hear something about Dorgu having a little bit of a knock. I haven't seen any of his quotes today, Amram, but I probably could and should be able to find some for you. Let's have a quick look. In the game, you will understand what you need to do in every situation. So we need to point something is the focus. It's not just one time, it's every game. We need to win, have that responsibility, especially at home. Yeah, I can't see a quote out there at all, unfortunately, about what he's done there. Hope you're well, mate, says the Tank. Hope you're all well. Thank you very much for your super chats that have been done so far. Do you think there's anything for us to be optimistic about this season? I'm finding it hard to stay positive. I'm actually genuinely excited about Lemens in goal. I've got no idea whether he's going to be good or bad, but I'm actually excited to see what he is all about. Why do you think we get better results at Old Trafford? This could be 3 home wins in a row. Dan, do I need to explain that? Because we're at home? You know, we should be winning games at home. I mean, can I just remind people, we should be beating Sunderland at home. Newly promoted side at Old Trafford, we should be winning this game. Like, no doubt about it. Xavi is the pick for us, says Pan. United thrived on the academy under Sir Alex, but not since. Even Ten Hag's best at one point were Garnacho and Mainu. Mark, this is a serious question. Who's more stubborn, Ricky or Amram, says Joseph. And Toby says, Amram, Shaw, Maguire, Bruno, Delo out. Worst squad ever. And Soy says, someone in the super chat said, Mbeumo is too fat to play for us. This is what I mean with toxic fans. Without Mbeumo, this would be far worse. And I don't know why people would think that. Maybe he dropped Cunha for something off the bench, says Matteo. Who would you rather in midfield, Bruno or Mount? We did that one, didn't we, Darth, as well. Why is Delo on the left, says Mohammed. And fans like you who back Ten Hag are the problem, says Umper. Yeah, Ten Hag's not the manager anymore, mate. He got sacked a year ago. So how is backing a manager that was sacked a year ago a problem? As a captain, Bruno should let Sesko take the penalties to boost his confidence. I think it's selfish of Bruno, says PU. And Hyens is watching from Perth. Thank you very much. Ben Goatee says, I hope we win today. Toby Jackson says, you'll win this game, but you'll make it harder than it should be. I think in relation to, I mean, it's a prediction. My prediction is that we will win the game, but it won't solve any problems. It will just, create more questions. Because, to be honest, when you look at that Manchester United side, do you think, when you look at this, do you look at this team and go, this is a team that's going to get us top 5? This is a team that's going to go to Anfield and call them problems? Or do you see a team that's disjointed and thrown together? And I think, you know what? I don't know the stats, but somebody probably will. How often does he change his team? I mean, he's changed his back 3 again. Will you be hammering out with a loss and a poor show, says Rudzi? I don't know. I'm massively conflicted. As I said, I respect the Amrim Out crew and the Amrim In crew because they've obviously got the courage of their conviction based on evidence. For me, there's things in that team today that make me go, give this guy a chance. Lemens in goal, Yoro. But then there's things in that team that make me think, give me strength. Favouritism is killing Amorim, but it's interesting how this happened with Ten Hag too. I think there's a bigger problem in the football club, Olive. I think there's a bigger problem. The bigger problem is Bruno Fernandes. He's the guy that runs Manchester United. Now, if you back Bruno, that's not a problem. If you think he's the right guy for Man United, great. If you think Bruno's a problem at Man United, then I think he's the guy that runs Man United. And it's whether it's a problem or whether it's a positive. I hate the fact that people are slating Lemens already. I get he wasn't anyone's first choice, says Miles, but at least we could do as a football club is give him a chance. Who's slating him? I mean, I'm massively excited to see what he's all about. I'm watching on holiday in Rhodes, says Ryan. Come on, United. Well, I hope it doesn't ruin your holiday, Ryan. Swapping ends never fills me with optimism. We should win this, though. Xhaka, I mean, look, what we could probably do with is a Sunderland red card, like Chelsea. Because 11 against 11, I think it will be a tough match. But timer's up and running. We're up and running. Let's go. What are your thoughts on the midfield, says Ray? Look, I don't think it's breaking news to say that my midfield would be Hollows, thanks for subscribing with Prime on Twitch. You're an absolute legend. You can do that for free if you're on Twitch. My midfield would be Agate and Mainu. But I'm interested to see how Sunderland do. Genuinely interested to see what they do. Spurs beat Leeds earlier on, by the way. Arsenal are playing West Ham. Coventry beat Sheffield Wednesday 5-0. Wow. Dortmund and Leipzig are 1-1 after half an hour. Just giving you some scores. Right, let me get back. So, United are attacking the Strentford end in the first half because Sunderland changed ends. Lemens getting his first touch of the ball. I mean, I look at Lemens and already I think he's got more of an aura than Binder. I really think it's more of a desperation to make Mount work than keep Bruno in the midfield. Amorim adores him, says IQ. And John says, at this point, I've got no idea what to expect. And Rub says, Mason Mount starting, Amorim is done, bro. Well, there's no longevity in this team, is there? Because at some point, Luke Shaw will be injured for 3 months, and so will Mason Mount. But he had to make changes. And I don't really mind Mason Mount being in the team because he had to make changes. I said there was Yoro, Lemens, Ahmad, Mount, Xerxes, Casemiro, Mainu, Heaven. There was somebody else as well that he could have brought into the team who were not involved last week. Well, he has started Ahmad, he has started Casemiro, he has started Mount, he has started Yoro, and he has started Lemens. So he has made 5 changes. And that's what I mean. It's positives and negatives. Like, he has made 5 changes, so I can't argue with that. But obviously, I'm not a massive fan of Delo anyway, and I'm certainly not a massive fan of him down there. Good recovery by Yoro, and then Bruno gets involved as well. When is the career mode back, says Condor? It should be back next week. I just needed to get 100% from the chest problem. Bet365 of a pre-made bet called Amor Out, says local crackhead. I've watched a lot of Sunderland, says Wilfred, and they aren't a typical newly promoted side. They're combative, hard-working. They're very young as well, so they're going to be hard-working. They're a young side. They're energetic. I think they've been a bit wasteful in front of goal, but they've had a very good season. So, wasteful and still where they are. When life gives you lemons, I'll take a glass of lemonade over an Anana milkshake. Sunderland just put a cross in there and Delo was absolutely nowhere on the back post. Is it just you can't win anything with kids mentality that he chooses Delo over Dorgu? Fucking Delo. Delo is so shit. I mean, that could have been 1-0 to Sunderland. The cross came in. He's completely lost his man and it would have been a tap-in. I mean, I'm not joking. It should be 1-0 to Sunderland. The cross comes in. Delo's looking at his man behind him. The cross comes in. He's 5 yards in front of him. I mean, Did nobody send tapes to Amorim about West Ham and Ten Hag and Deleu's open goal miss? Why are you trusting these people? Like, why? It feels like Bruno is the manager from the mannerisms. Never been seen such player power. Also, if he's dropping Cunha, why wouldn't you swap Bruno and Mount, says Sid. Bruno in the midfield ain't going to change. The minute he kept him instead of selling him to Saudi, Bruno will play every bloody week. Gary Neville was on about this. He said, look, if you're Mainu, obviously you don't want to leave Man United, but he's already publicly said that Mainu is Bruno's understudy and Bruno never doesn't play. Mazraoui's injured, so he can't play. If Dorgu's got a knock and Mazraoui is injured, then Deleu's got to play, hasn't he? Just having a look at United's bench because I realised I didn't tell anybody the bench for United. So you've got Biinda, Dorgu, Heaven, Leon, Maguire, Mainu, Cunha, Agate, Xerxes. Is that Brian Brobby that Sunderland have got? Bloody hell, I remember him being linked to United as a first team player. Rigg, he's meant to be quite good. He's on their bench. They have spent a lot of money. I don't know a lot of their players. I remember Mukiele. Was he at Leipzig, Mukiele? He's a good player, number 20. Isidore's done well. Lefay, number 28. He was being linked to us as well. Obviously, we know Xhaka. Seb says, my dad defends Shaw, criticises Dorgu, we're done. And here's Bruno. Lots of space. Long ball, of course, out to Ahmad. He loves that pass. Into Ahmad. Still Ahmad. Up against his old club. Mbeumo. Mbeumo's got to score. Oh, why didn't he shoot with his right foot? I thought he was going to hit that with his right foot. It was a good chance. I may be completely misremembering history, but I always preferred Wan-Bissaka to Deleu's his forms. A lot of people did. A lot of people did. Deleu out, Ricky out, says Joseph. It feels like I've done that one from Sid, who thinks Bruno is their manager. 46,000 watching. Thanks everyone for watching. Please do subscribe to the channel. I say this with real hope because we are only 100 subscribers away on YouTube from 2.2 million. So please do subscribe. We're so close to a big landmark for the community. Bottom right hand corner to subscribe. So we've had 6 minutes here. United, I mean, it's a very 50-50 start. I mean, I don't know whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, but lovely feat by the Sunderland winger here, but you're not going to get through 4 players. Casemiro in the midfield, we've not even spoken about that. Is that a problem? Deleu down the left-hand side with only a right boot. Yeah. My game will be delayed because it's the UK, it's 3 o'clock, so I'm not watching it via satellite. So that's why we have a timer. You sync in or you don't. Please let's not go back to the days of people talking about you being behind. It's not 2016, it's 2025. I've just refreshed and I think I've missed a goal, which is really bloody annoying. So thank you everybody in the chat for talking about me being delayed because I think I've now missed a goal because everyone's saying Mason Mount. So great. Thank you. Cheers, everyone. Thanks for that. Missed a goal because people started talking about fucking delays. And now there's a bloody ad playing as well. Oh, God. Why do I listen to the chat? This is why I only read super chats. I haven't seen it. I've missed it. I don't do fake fucking reactions, so yeah, still watching an ad. Great, lovely stuff. Okay, here it is. Mbeumo into Mount. Good goal, good goal. Look at that. Mbeumo with the assist. Poor marking, lovely finish. Mason Mount, justification. Justification. It's just about results. It's just about results. We're going to win the league. To be fair, it's a lovely ball in by Mbeumo. the marking on Mason Mount isn't particularly good. He's got a bit of space to just use it, and the goalkeeper can't really see it. 1-0 to United. Mason Mount, the rescuer of Ruben Amorim. Who would have thought? Look, when he's fit, he's a good player. Margot says, good morning. We keep Amorim as a model for United shop, says Eden. Where's our saviour Malacia to start over Delo, says Juan. And Sahaj says, just another example of having players who just don't want to work hard in this side. Shaw and Delo right there, and none of them picked up the striker. Pommy says, what's going on? Delo and Shaw are awful. They're worse than double push strollers. I feel like I'm reading stuff that was gone on before the goal here. And I just think Amorim was brought in at a difficult time. He took over a problem. The first half shouldn't be a reflection on him. Another coach out. When does it end, says Ricky. And thank you very much to that for as well. Bruno, get out of my club, says Johnny. Look, 1-0 to United. So many of you didn't appreciate my video last night where I said I want performance and a result. A result in itself, does it change much? It gives us 3 points. But I think with the next game being Liverpool, we seriously need to show a little bit more. Are Man United playing well? We just look a bit better because Yoro and De Ligt back to centre and Yoro to the right makes us better defensively. We were okay defensively until he changed it. And Burmo, I think, is one of our best players at the moment, and no surprise he got the assist. There are weaknesses in the team, obviously the midfield, but if we get some discipline, look, we're 1-0 up. We're 1-0 up, and we need to, build on that confidence, really. Mount's been quality all season, says Robert McCormack. The marking on Mount was bad, says Chiric Mate. I think Mason Mount, as we've seen in the box, he can finish, and the amount of space he got there, if you haven't seen it, you'd back him, and he took it well. Interesting comment here from JNM Crew on Twitch. He says, Lamens is making it better. The defence seems to be trusting in the new goalkeeper. Yeah, well, I think there was a complete and utter lack of trust in Anana and Bienda. And Crying Scotsman says it's good to see the players trusting in the goalkeeper as well. But look, you know what? I don't know anything about Sunderland. As I said, it wasn't ignorance. I just haven't had a chance to watch a 90 minutes game for them. And it's difficult to watch the opposition when they're playing against your club. But I don't think they've had a particularly challenging start to the season. I mean, I don't remember them playing Arsenal or Chelsea or Man City or Liverpool or Spurs. So, they've had a good start to the season. There's no doubt about that, but but what I'm trying to say is I expect Manchester United to be beating Sunderland at home. At the start of the season, everybody would be looking at this as 3 points. Now, fair play to Sunderland. They're a lot better than we think. Well, I think they are. Marcus says, Bruno out, too many touches when a simple pass is all that's needed. No faith in him, says Marcus. Bruno doesn't check in for the ball, slows us down when the centre-backs are trying to build as well. It's like he's waiting for a ball over the top, says Juan. Mazarath says, sync your clock, you're ahead now. Have a look. I mean, only fractionally. Just a foul in the play there from Luke Shaw. Delo, sorry. And Shaw. Okay, that should be right now. So 1-0 United. Mason Mount. Sunderland have looked better than Brentford this season, so let's see how this pans out. They're extremely physical, says Andy Mack. And Johnny Merlis says, straight away, Le Mans feels like a lot more safe and comfortable. James Knoll says, are you Amrim in or out? Well, I'm not Amrim out, so I suppose I'm Amrim in. Bruno out, says Marcus S. I love how people think we're a decent team after 15 minutes against Sunderland. I'm not going to start reading comments like we're so much better with Casemiro in the team. And yet I've seen Casemiro shit in so many games, but 15 minutes against Sunderland and we're a better team. We might be a better team with Ugarte in it. We might be a better team if you ever picked Mainu. But no, let's pick a guy that's going to leave for money in the summer and he's only here for money. Yeah, we're a much better team with Casemiro in the team. He's very dedicated to the cause, Casemiro. I've always said that. You know, it's not a player we've been trying to sell for 2 years but won't go because he's on a great contract and he's going to go in the summer because he'll be getting a load of money. But yeah, brilliant player. Brilliant player. Really dedicated to Man United. He'll be here next year as well. That's the thing about Casemiro. If he has to play for free, he'll be here next year because he's just so dedicated to the cause. I mean, that in itself is strange. You've got Mainu who doesn't want to leave Man United, who's 20 years of age, who could be here for the next 10 years, can't get a minute. You've got Casemiro, who's 42, who's only here because he's on a big contract, and he's definitely leaving when his contract runs out. But let's pick him. I mean, Mainu must be crap, which I don't believe, but Mainu must be crap to be not getting game time over Casemiro, who's definitely gone in the summer. He must be crap. A lot of long balls from Sunderland, but all good for Le Mans. He's getting a lot of touches on the ball. Heard trivia this morning. No idea why it cracked me up. Leicester were the second side to win the Premier League and Championship in the EPL era. The first is Man City, says Sahaj. Mason Mount's having his best moments in any football shirt. Didn't think I would say. No, he's a lot better at Chelsea, Ogle. What are you talking about? Is this a free kick to us? Or is it Delo stealing a living, says Ben. Long ball. Sesko with the flick to Mbermo. I don't know how we've got a free kick out of this. Surely we haven't got a free kick. No, Xhaka got kicked in the head by his own player. That's not a free kick to us. Career mode's back next week, Ippo. I'm literally a lot of people saying we're better with Le Mans. He hasn't done anything. He just wears the shirt better, says Sean Atwood. During the summer, you said you're making a donation to charity if Luke Shaw made it to October with full health. It is October, says Danny. I don't remember that. Find the clip and I'll do it. Thank you very much. Mrs. Goldbridge said, who said penalty? Well, to be fair, there was a bit of carnage and Mbermo was running through. So and the referee seemed to point for a free kick. So I think some people thought it might have been a penalty. Find me the clip and I'll do it. I don't care. Casemiro is basically a textbook example of everything wrong with United. Having given him such a long contract with his age profile when he signed, obviously fantastic in his first year, says Callum. Hey, I tell you what, it's a bit like a Bundesliga game though. 20 minutes gone already. That's a positive sign. And we're 1-0 up. I didn't say it. I'm saying show me the clip and I'll do it. I don't remember saying it. I'm not doing it on a you said it. Find me the clip and I'll pay the money to charity. I'm not doing it, you know, when I don't remember it. Grow up. Jaden7 says hat trick for Sesko incoming. You look better than you did a few years back, says Joseph. Do you take Botox? No, and I don't know why I look better, but thank you very much. I'll take that. Man United winning 1-0, and apparently I look better than I did a few years ago. It's probably diet. To be fair, it's been quite an equal game. I think it's great in these types of games to get 1-0 up because psychologically, Arsenal aren't winning yet. Still 0-0 with West Ham. Just gives us a bit of breathing space. Mbermo's our best signing under Amorim, says Chris K. Well, it's another... Yeah, I mean, Mbermo, statistically... you know what? I don't want to be massively cynical as well. Sod it, right? The good thing about Man United being 1-0 up is we do play with a back five if we want to. So we literally can just sit and counter now. And we sort of already are. That back three is becoming a back five quite regularly. And I know people won't like that, but in the era of results, it might not be a bad thing to just soak up the pressure and counter. That's why it's so important to score first. Because Sunderland will have to come on to us, which leaves space. Ever Greg says, Sunderland looks to be the home side, playing with confidence and passing so freely. Well, that's what I mean. I think we're purposely inviting the pressure. Ruben changes keeper, moves De Ligt central, but keeps Bruno in the midfield, even though Bruno stated he doesn't want to be there. Is Amorim just that stubborn, or does he trust other midfielders that little? I think he probably trusts other midfielders that little, Alec. A nice ball out to Ahmad on the right-hand side. Good shot, good save. Some might say a little bit greedy, but I wouldn't. I think you've got the right to do that when you're out on the wing. Thoughts on De Ligt not being in the Dutch squad? Could be a future United captain. Who's the... It's Ronald Koeman, isn't it? He's an idiot. I mean, you know, they have got some good centre-backs. Look, I don't really care. I'd rather none of our players were in the international setup because it means they can't get injured. Just looking at this Ahmad shot again. Cuts inside. Standard save for the keeper, to be fair, but I think he's got every right to shoot there. Victoria Bishop says, William and Eliza want to listen to music instead. And Arna says, if they're going to lose this, they better do it in the first half and not lose the record. Can't have these players ruin it, says Amir. God, I can't believe people still think about that. We'll be all right. We'll be all right. I don't think... I said 3-0 United, so... There's still an outstanding charity donation from AFTV after losing a bet to Mark about 5 years ago. Should ask Robbie about it, says Chris. God, you lot have got memories like a bloody elephant. I don't even know what you're talking about. Hypochondriac says, is Binder the worst goalkeeper in United history? I think it's unfair to put him below Anana. Here's Ahmad again, right-hand side. Into Mbermo. He goes for the shot. Good save by the keeper. Again, similar type of shot. You'd expect the keeper to save it, but it's still on target. Reza said Ahmad was selfish. He should have fed Sesko. Look, we're the team who are having the shots here. Long throw in by Delo. That's why he's in the team now, isn't it? Mount again. Back to Bruno. Sesko. And they're out. Yeah, we got Delo for the long throws. Figure it out. I'm hoping it's going to be a straightforward win for United anyway, because I've got to do a quick match reaction later because I'm doing Liverpool against Chelsea. Started to rain. Could be some leaks. As long as the defence doesn't leak, we're okay. So important to get this this goal first. Arsenal have scored, apparently. Just been told by Kay Holloway. I haven't seen an Arsenal goal. I've been baited there. Arsenal haven't scored. Thanks, Kay. It's not hard to block someone, you know. That's all I'm going to say. Oh, no, it's disallowed. Sorry, Kay. Imagine if I blocked you. I like our keeper so far. Knows how to use his feet, says Kay. It's amazing, isn't it? I mean, this is, to be honest, that was the upturn I expected with Ineos. I thought the club's so broken, it's not hard to look good. And you're right about Le Mans. Anana and Binder are so shit. It's not hard to make yourself look a lot better, and I think that's what he's doing. Oh, what a save. Oh, what a save. What a save from Bruno. Bruno didn't make the save. It was the keeper. Oh, he's pulled off a worldie there. I thought I was going in the top. What a save. I mean, the saves from Ahmad and Mbermo were probably straightforward. This one was magnificent. He tips it onto the bar. Very little backlift from Bruno. We know as a number 10, he's a bloody good player. And he's in the number 10 position there. But it's a wonderful save by the goalkeeper because it's going right in the top corner. Fingertips. Brilliant. Rub's got Bruno as his fantasy captain. Not looking forward to us getting battered by Liverpool later, says Roscoe. Is Busquets the CDM GOAT, says Pan. And it'd be nice to have a comfortable win for a change, says Callum. Cohen says, what's interesting about the Sunderland keeper is with 2 shots, he palms them perfectly over the sideline. That's what our keepers couldn't do. Problem with Man United is the staff, says Eki. I like our keeper. I've done that one from Kay. When will Sasko get some service as Keegan? There was a good cross a minute ago that was just a little bit too high for him. I think Amrin picks Casemiro because they have a similar long face structure. There's no other logical reason, says Joseph. Thank you very much for your super chat. We should get this game done. You know, we should be getting this game done. Look at the stats. We've had 5 shots, 4 on target. They've had none. I said 3-0 United. I said I felt Sunderland were quite wasteful. I haven't watched Sunderland this season, so I haven't fallen for the hype. At the moment, I'm looking very, very right. You know, at the moment, this is quite straightforward for us. I know it's only 1-0, but there's not a lot from Sunderland, and we're the ones still making the chances. So, good play by Ahmad. Delo's crap in defence and crap in attack, says Araki. Yeah, Man United have got Liverpool next, straight after the international break. I believe it would be Super. Is it Super Sunday? Super Sunday? I just think we look a lot better with Le Mans in goal. There's a confidence in there. And I think that we're a lot better defensively with Yoro and De Ligt. We were good defensively against Fulham. We were good defensively against Arsenal. And, you know, we did okay against Burnley. I know we conceded 2 goals. I don't know why he dropped Yoro. I really don't. I'm glad he's back. Sasko still doesn't get the service he needs, but I feel he gets way more involved in the link-up. Small positive, says Uriam. We're very close to 2.2 million subscribers, by the way, on YouTube. Please do subscribe, bottom right-hand corner, and share the video. We've nearly got 60,000 watching. We're gonna win the league. We're gonna win the league. All the negativity this week, and we're back. I'm actually don't want to get clipped for that. I'm really just taking the piss out of certain people in the chat. Bruno needs to play at number 10. 100%. 100%. We've got way too many number 10s and not enough midfielders. It's Liverpool on Sunday the 19th, away from home, says Patrick. Yeah. I'll tell you what I like about Sunderland. A lot of space. I mean, look, Sunderland to me look like the worst team we've played this season so far, which is a testament to us. We're obviously had a bit of a kick up the arse. This might give us something to build on, says Andrew. Can I be honest, Andrew? Do you want me to be honest? Do you want me to be honest? Do I think this result is something to build on? No. No. I think if we won this game 6-0, it wouldn't be something to build on, because Cameron says Sesko's hold-up play is outstanding. You can't build on something that's got Delo at left-back, Luke Shaw at left centre-back, and Bruno and Casemiro in the midfield. You can't build on that. It will get exploited. Now, Sunderland haven't looked very good, but lovely play by Yoro on the overlap there. But I think, look, Sunderland haven't looked very good, and we have looked very good. And you've got to give praise to the team for that. There's obviously been a reaction after a tough week, and they're obviously up for it, light switch. And I'd expect that, and it should be praised. But what is these Delo fucking long balls again? So basically, every time we get a throw in now, Delo runs from one side to the pitch to the other to take a throw in. We're basically Stoke. And it works! Sesko! Sesko scores for Stoke. 2-0 to United. Long throw by Delo. He runs from one side of the pitch to the other so we can launch a long throw in. It gets flicked on and Sesko makes it 2-0. Let's go, Sesko. Amrim's back. United are back. And Sunderland, well, they're just not very good. Or Man United are brilliant. But look, I don't know whether I like this style of football, the long throw in, but Sesko's got 2 in 2. And I think that's just so important. So important. People want to call him Tesco. It's important that your striker scores goals. It's a lovely little tap. I say it's a lovely little tap in. Long throw by Delo. Doesn't get dealt with. And I'm trying to see if it's Delit who gets on it. I think it's actually a flicked on by the Sunderland player. Just falls perfectly for Sesko. 2-0 to United. We're back, says Luffy. 2 in 2. Finally, our strikers are scoring in the Premier League, says Inquisition. Ahmad and Mbermo partnership is loading, says Riz. There's your service we take for Sesko, says John. United. That was a reverse jinx bridge on Delo, says Jim. Mate, look, you can't argue with it. It's a goal. It's 2-0, and hopefully that's it. But I'm not going to pretend, I'm sorry, it's not going to make me very, very popular, but I'm not going to pretend that I like Delo running to the other side of the pitch, wiping a ball with a fucking towel and launching it into the box. But it worked. It worked. So, you know, who's the prat? Me. I just can't believe Manchester United are utilising long throw-ins, but it worked. So I need to stop moaning because it worked. Delo is now John Arna Risa. I tell you what, Tamba, Risa was a good player and, you know, it worked. Long throw FC, says Xander. Any reason or info on why Cunha's on the bench? He's been dropped, ever, Greg. We could easily be losing, but I guess it doesn't matter. It only matters if we lose, but a win isn't to build on or some great football. My God, so sad, says LJ. I don't know how we'd be losing this game. I think United have been in control from minute 1. Blah, 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 says Lamens brings calm to the back line. Delop says, yeah, I get it. Good one, Wahid. We're going to win the league, says J-Dead. And dropping Dorgu after he's been our best player this season is outrageous. Agree with you, though, Mark. Happy Yoro is back. Now just get Cobby in, says Max. Thank you very much for your super chats. Simple, straight football, says Roosh. I'm 19. Oh, God, nearly another one. I'm 19 from the USA and moving to Manchester next week. I gave up college in the States to choose the small chance of going pro. My dream is to eventually play in the 4th division. Any advice from you, says FaZe? Be good at football. Great cross from Dylan. No, Dylan says great cross from Mbermo. Winning fouls, sharp. He's got great mentality. Fingers crossed he could be our Salah, says Dylan. Watch Delo's lead foot again. A foul throw, says David Lynch. Come on. We've had enough things go against us. I'm not going to start looking at foul throws for us. Don't banter Stoke anymore, says Joseph. They're doing all right under Mark Robbins. Yoro, Delo again, caught out. Got to watch out Delo there on the back post. He got ahead of him again. Lots of teams do long throws now. Dan, I think football, I don't know whether it's better or worse, but you're right. I think there's a lot of teams now that play the percentage ball. I mean, I was talking about this last night on the Bundesliga watch-along. When I play FC 26, when you play it, do you kick the ball long into the corner? I don't. I keep possession and pass. How many teams go for possession now? I think we've seen a bit of a change in football recently whereby players are, teams are being a little bit more direct, playing the percentage ball. All teams are doing long throw-ins now. Arsenal, Chelsea, City, I've seen doing the long throw this season. I don't like it, Whackim. I don't think it's pretty. But if it's effective, look at Arsenal's corners. They're on top of the goalkeeper, aren't they? Yellow card for Sunderland here. Terrible afternoon for Sunderland. Brilliant afternoon for Manchester United. I hope not many of you did the whole, I hope we lose to get rid of Amorim. If we had lost, I think he might have gone. But I wouldn't say that's a good tactic to go down that road. You should never, because once you've done it once, you might do it again. I don't think you should ever think, I'll take a loss to get rid of a manager or anything like that. Sunderland about to make a substitution here. United Strand has hope. Well, apart from the fact that Liverpool's our next game at Anfield, I think he should have said 5 games unbeaten. I think 5 wins in a row is tough in this league, whoever you are. I don't think he thought it through. A ball, a net twice. We're starting to learn, says Andrew. Every team is doing long throws, says Michael. Would you have taken 10 points after 7 games? I think it's middle of the road. I don't think it's great. So Adingra coming off here for Sunderland. Must be tactical, unless it was an injury. We invented the percentage ball 2 seasons ago with our rugby-style kickoff, says Nick P. Anyway, what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts? That's the most important thing. We can't just sit here or stand here and go, we're back, United. I mean, you're totally ignoring the week we've just had, what happened against Brentford, the pressure Amorim's under, the team selections, etc. What are your general thoughts? Mine are that Sunderland have been quite poor. And, I mean, I predicted 3-0 before. I haven't watched Sunderland, but I felt from a little bit of research, they were a little bit wasteful. And I think this is probably a step too far for them when it's a United side that's motivated. And as many of you said last night, United just need to win. Arsenal are 1-0 up now. Rice has scored for Arsenal in the 38th minute. Look, in a positive note, it could be the start of something. On a negative note, it could be delaying the inevitable. I think that's the two things, isn't it? But Ruben always says, you've got to take each game as it comes. Here's Mbermo. Goes back to the keeper. I mean, their goalkeeper's been their man of the match as well. Have we hit 2.2 million subscribers yet? Please do subscribe, bottom right hand corner. Mbermo's been my man of the match. My thoughts are, United should win this game. Next match against Liverpool is important. We need a better performance than Arsenal. I agree, Sadiq. Take the win. We shouldn't be sacking Amorim in bloody October international break anyway. Take the win. See what happens against Liverpool. There'll be a little pressure off because even if we lose to Liverpool, he won't get the sack because it's Liverpool. And then, I mean, I'm just looking at our next 4 games. I'm not being disrespectful here to Sunderland, am I? Because 2-0 can be a dangerous scoreline. But let's say we go on and win this game. We've then got Liverpool away, Brighton at home, Forest away, Spurs away. I mean, that, you know what? If you hammer him out, that's tough. Next 4 games, 3 away. That is a tough run of games. Especially if Forest sack Ange. So our next 4 games, Liverpool away, Brighton at home, Forest away, Spurs away. So I wouldn't say today solves anything. I think it just gives him a bit of time, you know? I like when you're happy, you're cute, says Mazraoui. Look, you know what, mate? Here's Delo. He won't mess this up. Gets into Casemiro, into Sesko, tries to get the shot off. Delo, don't shoot. Oh, you twat. What are you shooting for on your left foot? It's just for standing, I've told you. It's just for standing. Pass. Yeah, look, it's Saturday. I've got a lovely meal tonight. I've got a film I want to watch. I don't know about you, but I don't like Man United losing. It makes me unhappy. It ruins my mood. I like to watch football. I like Man United to win. And then I like to, in my spare time, enjoy my time. You know? Sunderland keeper's only 22. He's played very, very well. Why can't we play like this week in, week out, says Henry? Because we're not going to get to play Sunderland week in, week out. They have been quite bad. I think United have been decent, but I think Sunderland have been pretty poor. I think Burnley were better than Sunderland. I think Sunderland have been the worst team we've played so far. A lot of that will be down to our performance as well. Let's just try and enjoy some good football. This doesn't happen often. Yeah, you should always enjoy a Man United win, Kyle. You never know when the next one's coming. Can you name the last team we've had a straightforward game in the Premier League? I certainly can't, says John. There's a question. When was the last time we won comfortably in the Premier League? I mean, I wouldn't like Sunderland to get a goal back. Let's put it that way. What film I'm watching later, I can tell you actually, because it's a classic. I'm watching Rambo First Blood, which is a bit of a Christmas film because it's set at Christmas. Sunderland keeper's only 22. That was from Who to Blame. This won't become a hanger-on, will it, Mark, says Kenneth? I hope not. We were just literally talking about that. I hope not. I hope you're all happy anyway, because ultimately we can all have our opinions, and you know this doesn't solve a lot, really. I mean, we're going to do a big Bruno show in the international break on an 8 o'clock show because I think that it needs to be done. But you're only as good as your last game, and ultimately most of us are Man United fans. I don't know why you wouldn't be happy with a win. Alan says Sunderland might be poor, but nice to be happy when watching a United game for once. Look, mate, this Sunderland team to me looks like they'll get relegated, but they haven't been playing like this. So credit to United, and maybe Sunderland, you know, maybe it's just a very good performance from United. I haven't seen a Sunderland game this season, so I don't know whether this is how they play or, you know, I don't know. My thoughts are, I've done that one from Sadiq. They're on the attack here, though, Sunderland, and thankfully a cutback doesn't go anywhere near a Sunderland player. They're not getting many people in the box, are they, Sunderland? Look at how many defenders we've got back. This is what I mean about scoring first. Xhaka! Good save, Le Mans. Don't give Xhaka that type of space. That'll do him the world of good, though. I mean, Binder would make that save. Maybe not. That's the sort of one, as a goalkeeper, just gets your confidence up. Ever watched The Departed, says Barry? You know I've watched The bloody Departed. Joel says we're going to win the Champions League this year. I think we've got a good chance. What's your lovely meal, says Mazraoui? What is my meal? Good question. Oh, it's braised shinner beef with some dumplings and some spinach salad. Not spinach salad, cream spinach. Got a prawn cocktail to start. Yeah, I'm going to have a glass of red. Thank you, Mazraoui. And Jay Singh. Good take by Lemens. I'm very happy with Lemens. I'm not saying he's been world class. He's just steady. Look, that's a problem solved. Like, if we can have a goalkeeper that's even just steady, we ain't had that for 2 years. Not since De Gea. As Matthew says, we'll take steady. I'm getting goosebumps. Like, just having a competent... he might be better than that. He might end up being amazing, but he certainly looks steady and competent. And you know, we just haven't had that for 2 years. It will make us better. It will make the defence more confident. It will make us better. I personally don't think the defence was even a problem last year. I know we lost a lot of games, but I felt the midfield was always been the problem at United. So, you know, it's good. Ahmad on break. This could be 3-0 before half-time here. Where are you going, Ahmad? Into Bruno. Put the cross in. Sesko's waiting for the bloody cross there. Come on. Shaw needs to be careful. He keeps grabbing the striker, says Connor. Lemens better than Alisson, says Narnbread. Well, he is at the moment because Alisson's injured. Keeper caught a ball, says Ross Stephen. Look, this is why I didn't want to say he's been world class or anything. He's been okay. Bruno goes with a shot there. He's been okay. But it's just for a first game. Are we going to moan about that? Delo's got no left foot. Gives his right foot to Mount. Not literally. That would be horrific. And Mason Mount's gone down here. Hopefully he's not injured. I think we've hit 2.2 million. Thanks everyone who has subscribed. It was a beautiful catch by Lemens, says Doing. Oh, it's just nice. It's just nice to be in a mood, in a good mood, isn't it? It's nice to be relaxed, have a bit of banter, and not get too stressed. Do you think that was a penalty on Mount? No, I don't think it was. Lots of people saying it's not. How is it not a penalty? It was giving the free kick to them. Pan says, "Do you think Lemens will be properly tested?" Well, he will be. He will be next. He will be against Liverpool. Things you love to see. Lemens fills me with confidence. The Slow Sports News. No way Onana would catch that. He would prap man that and give away a penalty. Uriam says, it's sad that having a goalkeeper that can do the basics is a luxury compared to what we had before. This is exactly my point, Uriam. And do you not like beer, Mark? Always red wine for you. I do like a beer, Paddy. I do like a beer. I just, to be honest, I haven't had a drink a lot. I haven't had a drink really for about 3 weeks. Oh, that was a high foot. That was a high foot in the box. Do not be giving a penalty away there, Sesko. I don't know where he's giving it. That's not a penalty. That's not a penalty. Never a penalty. The foot's high, but he doesn't catch him with the foot. He hits him with the knee. Nah, nothing in that. Mr. Champa says, my man of the match is Lemens just for catching the ball. Play on, ref. They are checking it. There's no way that's a bloody penalty. It doesn't hit him. Why do you need to look at that? They're wasting time here. Doesn't touch him. Oh, he's going to look at it. He's going to look at it. You're having a joke. You're joking. What's he having a look at? Why are you having a look at that? I'll have a coughing fit in a minute. I'm trying to get over this. I can't, but that's not a penalty. He doesn't touch him. I don't think he'll give that. I don't think he can give that. 2 weeks in a row. He doesn't even touch him. No penalty. No penalty. There we go. Common sense. Fucking hell. What's VAR doing? You know what? I'm bloody fuming with VAR that they even got involved. You very rarely see them. You very rarely see them turn it round. Fair play to the referee. But that's VAR again. That's VAR again, sticking its nose in on something it didn't need to do. I'll tell you what, I'm panicking there. I'm relieved because I'm thinking that's going to be a penalty. When it goes to VAR, I'm reckoning that's going to be a penalty. Give the ref man of the match. What's bloody VAR? Who's the prat on VAR? What's he even thinking? Madness. Madness. And that could change the whole game, that could. Say says ref gave a penalty mark. I don't think he did. No, VAR reviewed it and told him to go and have a look at it. Oh, I don't know. Oh, ref gave the penalty. Either way, it's a joke. Ref ruled pen. VAR said hold up. Oh, all right. Well, it did its job then. Right. I'm not apologising to VAR. I'm stubborn. I'm not apologising to VAR. They've made too many mistakes in the past. If they think I'm apologising, they can kiss my arse. You make so many mistakes. You got one right. What do you want? A bloody medal? Right. Time to sit down. You could say VAR sat me down. Look, 2-0 to Manchester United at half-time. What are your thoughts? I think we thoroughly deserved it. I think the stats would bear that out. And, you know, talking about the stats, let's get them just up on the screen for a moment to show you. Sunderland, I think, have been the worst team we've played this season. And I think a lot of that is down to the way we started the game, getting the early goal. Some might say that the marking on Mount was poor, and it was, but you've still got to take the chance, and he did. And I think that when you get 1-0 up, the way our system works, it's quite good. You know, regardless of whether you're playing Liverpool or Sunderland, we can make it a back five. We can put two midfielders in front of it. We can bring Mount and Mbeumo back, and it makes it hard to play through, and then we can counter. So I think getting that early goal, and it's so important in any home game, but when you get that early goal, it means there's going to be space to counter. And we've got the 2-goal lead. Lemens has played well. De Ligt and Yoro have played very, very well. We're a bit weak down the left-hand side. A lot of people said with Shaw and Delo, there would be problems. Obviously, nothing criminal at the moment. But look, we're comfortable. We need to get a win. And we've been comfortable. And you know what? Bruno and Casemiro, they've been comfortable. Mount and Cunha, Mount and Mbeumo and Sesko, they've been comfortable. Ahmad's been comfortable. We've mentioned Delo and Yoro and Lemens. It's been a comfortable afternoon for Manchester United. And it should be. And you know, critics will say it's Sunderland at home. It should be. But the way the week's been going and the way Brentford went last week, I think there was that sense of doom that we could have. Look, I don't think Delo's played very well. The throw-in was good. Luke Shaw does concern me as well. But apart from that, I think 9 players have turned up. And it's allowed us to be, you know, 2-0 up at half-time. Got to be a little bit careful. But having said that, the bench is good. You know, I think Cunha will come on and he will give us something. 3 points, you know, that's what we need to get. And just on Lemens, by the way, some people are taking the piss out of us, by the way. Some people are saying, oh, Guy does a standard save and a catch. You know what? Take the piss. Please do take the piss. It's sad. It's sad that a steady, competent goalkeeper is an upgrade for Man United. But trust me, Onana and Biinda causes problems. And the defence is nervous. What you can see from Lemens is he's doing his job to a good standard. We don't know what he's like in relation to worldies and stuff like that, but it's an improvement. It's a massive improvement to have a steady goalkeeper. There's no dramas. And that is an improvement. So, but it's not over yet. It's not over yet, says Hamza. Would you ever add referee ratings to player ratings? God, no, Alex. Oh, God, that's really weird. Referee player ratings. They should be seen and not heard. Don't bloody do that. They'll get even more bloody ideas. Margot Robbie says, if you're not going to sleep with me, stop using me in your analogies. I'm breaking up with you. Okay. Reese says, we need to get another to put the game to bed. I said 3-0 United. Doesn't mean anything, but I did. How the hell does he leave Yoro out, says D. No idea. Absolutely no idea what he was thinking last week. ISM, welcome to the Members Club. Thank you very much. I don't want to see you complaining anymore, says Hardeep. I will complain whenever I want to complain, mate, because if you think we're back because we're beating Sunderland 2-0, you're going to look a twat in the next few weeks because we've got 3 away games in our next 4 Premier League games. Anfield, home to Brighton, away to Forest, away to Spurs. If you think the Amorim in brigade has won, and I would love you to win, but if you think you're out the woods yet, guess what? You've walked around the tree and there's another big forest in front of you. You're not out of the woods. Not yet. Delo has looked shocking, but we've been good overall, says B16. Good start, still too much shooting and not enough creativity, but Lemens looks solid and actually commands his box. Good start so far. You know what, Ashley? Just talking about the Amorim in, Amorim out stuff. When the team news came out, I said I was conflicted. Yoro's back, get in. Lemens is in goal, get in. Oh, cup of tea, get in. Oh, thank you very much. What's that? Where's that from? Oh, did you?
Put it in the microwave, it's cookie dough.
Ah. Cup of tea and a biscuit. Oh, she's spoiling me. Margot Robbie, have that. But the point is, the point I was going to make is, in the Amorim in, Amorim out debate, and it is there, you know, let's not pretend that people aren't Amorim out, and let's not pretend that you haven't been talking about what manager you want next. You know, don't be a bloody flip-flop, you have. But when you look at United and you go, well, look, Lemens is in goal now, we'll never go back to Biinda. Lemens is the goalkeeper. That's a step forward. Yoro in the defence is a step forward. So we have took steps forward, and we are 2-0 up. So in the swingometer and let's say the swingometer this week has been very much Amorim out, I would say today it's gone a little bit past the halfway and a little bit there. he's slightly above 50% in his popularity rating, whereas before the game, he was probably down at 30. So he's probably moved to about there. Now, of course, in the next month, it can go that way. But I would say on the journey to salvation, on the journey to keeping your job, there's only 2 or 3 other things you need to do. You've got your goalie, you've put Yoro in, midfield. Sort your fucking midfield out because you are going to get battered against better teams. Sort your midfield out and you're moving in the right direction. Don't put Delo at left wing back either. But, you know, let's see it for what it is. It is a step forward having Yoro and Lemens back in the team. Can we celebrate 2.2 million subscribers and not the game? That will be the cherry on the top. Yes, we have hit 2.2 million subscribers, everybody. Thank you so much for that. What a community. We go from strength to strength. Please do subscribe to the channel and share video, of course. I will make sure we change that on the screen as well. Obviously, we've still got Cunha, who can come on as well, which is a positive. But yeah, look, he's going to have to sort his midfield out at some point. That's got to be next. I don't know whether he wants to do that, but I think he has to do that at some point. That was from Eva. Delo is shocking. Amount of bad passes must be a new record. Baffling, says Marlowe. I'm positively surprised. Please build on this finally, says Jacob. Lemens man of the match so far because of what it means, says Sebastian. Sunderland players should be booked for simulation, says Stephen. Yeah, we got away with it a little bit at the end. It was definitely not a penalty. When you give power to some man locked in a box, says Rajaf. Do we win for VAR, says John. The ref gave a penalty, VAR overturned it, says Alex. And the VAR got involved because the ref gave a penalty. And Josh says, Sky Sports News says he gave the penalty, VAR told him not to. There we go. Thank you very much for that. Got to be a little bit careful, yeah. Mrs. Goldbridge, thank you for the tea, says left field. Mark with room service, says Ever Greg. I'm going to taste this. It's cookie dough. Yeah. Spiritual but religious, says Delo is tucking into the middle to help Bruno and Casemiro, so there's a change to the system there. Paul Holloway says, I'm happy with the performance. When Lemens makes a mistake one day, we need to protect. I think people will be more willing to support players where there is a future, for sure. You know, it's like Yoro over Maguire, Lemens over Onana. If you can see a Mainu over Bruno, if you can see a future in something, then you will support it. What if we win today and win against Liverpool? Well, we're moving backwards then, aren't we? Sorry, we're moving forwards then. Absolutely. But that's a very big if. Amrim in or out, we can get lost in that. We need to win, build momentum, says Harry. The biscuit's very nice, Mike. And I feel silly, but I celebrated when Lemens claimed the high ball. You won't see Onana or Bienda doing that. We've been starving, says Andre. We need a firing of all the Portuguese-speaking players except for Cunha, says name unknown. Bruno's been all right today. I mean, look. There's this whole Bruno agenda. Some people really don't like him. Rory Delot, says Maliki. And some people absolutely don't see his faults. I'm a massive fan of Bruno as a 10. I can't stand him in the midfield. But he was shit last week. He was shit against Man City. He was shit against Fulham. He was all right against Chelsea. I thought he was all right against Arsenal. And he's been good today. That's not enough from your captain. And it's not enough from a midfielder. But he hasn't been bad today. When the defence has confidence in the keeper, it makes all the difference in the world and translates to valuable extra points, says Steve. Thank you very much, Steve. I can't read what your username is because it's in a language I can't read. So you say they want the manager to play. You want the manager to not play the likes of Bruno, but how we knew they are not good enough. If he doesn't play them, so he's protected them, he must expose them. Ever Greg, welcome to the Members Club. Thank you very much. I don't agree with Maino over Bruno, says Brian Dale. So you like watching Bruno in the midfield? Okay. I'd like to give Mainu the starts that Bruno gets, and then we can have a proper discussion. You're doing it based on guesswork. As Man United, we need serious deliverance from Delo, like we can do better, says Jason. Who to blame, says, did you see the picture of the fully intact nerve system? No. Maliki says, Rory Delo. What's your favourite biscuit, says Chris. Probably chocolate hobnob. Gareth Owen says, I know Lamens hasn't had much to do, but he looks refreshing in goal. A stable, steady, competent goalkeeper. All right, he's not Alisson. He's not Raya. He's not Manuel Neuer yet. But he's definitely an upgrade. And I tell you what, we haven't spoken about Sesko as well. I'll tell you for free, and you know it yourselves. There are people out there, maybe even in our fan base, but certainly externally, talk shit. Certain pundits, certain rival fans. They're desperate for Sesko to be a failure. Desperate for Sesko to be a failure. 2 goals in 2 games. 2 goals in 2 games. You know? Would you play Ahmad and Mbermo at wing back, says Michael? We'd get smashed. You can't have... No, I wouldn't. It feels weird having a competent goalkeeper and striker, says Pan, and it'll make a big difference. You know, it makes a big difference. Margot Robbie says she's made biscuits. Fine, I'll send brownies. Right, players are ready to come out. And Philip says, Mark's wife, get in. I got served tea at the same time. Sesko's presence is very good in the box, and he's having a good game. And Jake says, I really hope we're not doing another manager's career autopsy in the next few months, says Jake. I think with regards to, just before the second half starts, with regards to Amarim's future, because I think you have to talk about it, because people have been talking about it all week. With regards to Amarim's future, we'll know a lot more in the next 4 games after this. Liverpool away. Look, Bruno's now being a captain, everyone. Look, I'm a captain now. I'm a captain now. Good. It's about time he was a bloody captain. He's had the captain's armband for about 2 years, hasn't he? Yeah, Liverpool away, Brighton at home, Forest away, Spurs at home. Spurs away. So Liverpool away, Brighton at home, Forest away, Spurs away. Those 4 games will change Amarim's prospects. If you can come out of those 4 games with a few points, you're building. If you come out of those 4 games with 3 losses, you're in shit. So I think those 4 games will be massive for him. Today's a stopgap. There's nothing that can happen today. If you lose, you might lose your job. If you draw, you put yourself under pressure. If you win, you just give yourself a little bit more time. But the next 4 Premier League games, they are going to be the ones that really decide his future, I suppose. Odin says, get Mrs. Goldbridge in the team. We're in need of some proper service. PJ says, what's your favourite biscuits and crisps? Well, I said chocolate hobnob. Crisps. There's not many crisps I don't like, really. I don't eat them as much as I used to. Markin, welcome to the Members Club. Thanks for getting your badge in. Chocolate hobnob are also my favourite, says Georgia. I'm at work. Did we score from open play, says Chris? Yes, both. I hope to see Delo long throws causing problems for top half teams until we become a good team, says Nick Hill. The new goalkeeper looks solid and confident, but his main flaw is poor ball handling. He often puts it in the wrong spot despite strong positioning, says Shash. Bruno pissed us off last season as a 10-2, says American Gangster. Just finished work, Mark. How are we playing, says Baz. Well, we're good for a 2-0 lead. We definitely deserve to be 2-0 up. And hopefully we can get another one. Don't forget, we're sponsored by Surfshark today. As it goes round, you can scan the QR code or go through the link in the description. We've got 4 months free and a 30-day money-back guarantee. So check out Surfshark for your VPN and online safety needs. Fantastic bit of stuff. And you get 4 months free with the code United Stand. Matt says, I'm loving the big man, little man, two up top throwback, says Matt. Well, it's worked. You know, you go long to Sesko, the flick on, and then Burmo's onto it. It does work. Delo's getting a lot of shit in the chat. Look, I can deal with bad performances if we're winning games. He's not bothering me as much as he's bothering some of you lot. Two up at half-time. Quickly take Casemiro off, says JP. 2.2 million is incredible, says Lee Berman. Well done, mate. Thank you, pal. Vincent says, they just said on TV that VAR sent the referee over. Who the fuck is in VAR? I bet it's Michael Oliver. When life gives you lemons, you start him, says Midgeby. Delo's been the worst player in the team. Now we only need to replace Bruno with Agate, Mainu and Mount with Cunha, and we see, says Igshan. And Timmy Boy says, our chef thinks that the bad ingredients are slightly coming together. It is only Sunderland, mate. Is it possible Bruno is so bad and slow at number 10, Amrim chooses him in midfield? I don't know. I'm just trying everything I can to understand him. Oh, Joseph, I don't think it's a riddle. He puts Bruno in the midfield because it's the only place he can get him in. He doesn't want him as a number 10. So he shoehorns him in. 100%. I'd like to see a Berbatov striker, says Nexo. Callow says, I hope Lemens stays consistent and confident. I'd love to see him start more. He shouldn't lose his place, Callow, now. I see another De Gea in Lemens. He's going to be great for us, says Henry. And Uriel says it's a positive that we're finishing our chances. Arsenal 1-0 up as well at half-time. Leverkusen are beating Union Berlin 2-0. Dortmund and Leipzig 1-1. Dortmund could be dropping points at home. Could be a good result for Leipzig, that would. Alex says, oh, ignoring my last comment. No, I probably just missed it, mate. There's a lot coming in. And I'm trying to watch a game as well. I'll try and go back at some point. Delo about as useful as a treadmill for a man with no legs, says Ilya. Let's see the positives. Fun fact, since we're winning, a lemon is the genetic mixing of a citron and a bitter orange, so it's not if life gives you lemons because we made it ourselves, says Inquisition. Can someone remind me why we dropped Yoro, says Orly. Great point. I love Surfshark. If you know, you know. I'm showing I'm in Australia, says Darren. Thank you very much. I know what you mean, Darren. Mark, is it possible? Done that one from Joseph. Daryl Street says we're being a bit sloppy with our passing now. Look, 2-0 is a dangerous scoreline. It shouldn't be a dangerous scoreline at home. But if they get one back, it becomes dangerous. We just need to get the third goal and kill it off, really. Oh, Alex, why did I go looking for your other super chat? I am ignoring you, yeah. Yeah. He just wants me to oil up all the time. So what? Says, get Bruno off and sell him as soon as possible. What do you think of Arsenal's Gyökeres buy, says One Dry. I like Gyökeres. have a lot of sympathy for people like Wirtz and Gyökeres because we've got Sesko and people just are desperate to, you know, write these players off as flops. There's a mentality in football that there's a desperation to make a player a flop. I don't think until season 2 the word flop should enter anybody's vocabulary. I mean, look at Mason Mount. 2 seasons he's basically been injured. Has anyone ever called him a flop? No. Because the circumstances would say, look, we've got to judge him when he's fit. And he's had quite a good start to the season. Wirtz, Gyökeres, Sesko, they've not even been, it's 2 months, you know? And people were desperate to call Sesko a flop. He's got 2 goals in 2 games now. Is that not his job? Good play in Burmo. DJ says, I think the midfield's starting to fall apart here. Amrim should make a change. Just need to get the 3rd goal. Yeah, I'm looking forward to Liverpool-Chelsea. I'm on That's Football for that. It's going to be tight. 5:30 kickoff. I've got to do the match reaction here. Player ratings. We'll get the little thing. Make sure you've registered for player ratings. I don't know whether it's in the video description, but we do it every match on the match reaction. Mark every player out of 10, 6 being the average. I'll pin it in the chat for you now. You do need to register. You'll get an email. It's free, but once you're signed up, you just do it every week. So I'll whack it in the chat for you now. And I'll pin it. There it is. Yeah, so that's pinned in the chat for you now, and it's in the video description. And Burmo, oh, he's wide with that. Wide with that. Yeah, so you mark every player out of 10, 6 being the average, and then you put a star next to your man of the match. And then when we do the match reaction show, I do my player ratings, and it aggregates the thousands of ones that you do. So it's good. I know this is out of the blue, but Man United need a Carrick type of midfielder. Carrick is underrated. Well, I agree with that, Ashish. What are some of the United kits you like, apart from some classic home kits? I like the green and yellow one, the black sharp Yukon one, and the 80s blue one, says Forms. Well, I've got one here. It's just right behind me. I love that one. I do like the black sharp Yukon one, yeah. Mark, we should look at Wayne. Oh, yeah, 18-year-old midfielder from Huddersfield. Connor, I'm not bloody stupid. I've been doing it for 10 years. I know the names that go next to each other to make up a rude word. Alex says, love to see United winning. I'm taking the piss. I know you are, Alex. And to say, to everyone saying this is the worst team in the league, even if we win this, Sunderland are ahead of us by a point. Says MeGB. No, I just think that I think Sunderland have been the worst team we've played. That's a foul, and Ahmad that. By Lefay. I think Sunderland have been the worst team I've seen us play this season. But how much is that down to us playing well as well? I mean, look, when you look at it man for man, we should be beating Sunderland. You know, Bruno Fernandes is on 300 grand a week. Casemiro's on 350 grand a week. Mason Mount's on 250 grand a week. Luke Shaw's on 180 grand a week. I don't know what Mbeumo's on. I don't know what Sesko's on. But trust me, man for man, we should be beating Sunderland. Like, it's not like we should be running around with our top off if we win this 2-0 or 3-0 or whatever. We should be beating Sunderland. It's just because we're... Oh, Lemens has just took out their player. I think it's a yellow card. It's not a goal scoring opportunity, is it? There's a bit of panic here. And it's going to be a yellow. It's a ball over the top. I don't. Is it a penalty? Is it? No. I mean, it's a foul. It's outside the box and it's a free kick. But it could have been a problem, that, because I mean, I think that's what happens when you've got Bruno and Delot as your last men, because Bruno and Delot do not help with that much at all. I think Bruno's just got to put it out for a kick, for a throw in. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's only going to be a yellow card. It could have been worse. Sesko, man of the match for me, says Sean. His hold-up play is great and he's always playing others in. Shame they don't do the same for him. Traore's been good for Sunderland, says Wujek. And do you reckon we're going to get any January transfers? Well, I hope we do. What have I missed, says Lord McFred. United winning 2-0. Brian Brobby's come on for Sunderland. And Ahmad and Shaw are class, our best players by a mile, says Mitcha. Who are you most nervous to play in the next 5, says Who Got the Rico. Enough watching to fill most stadiums, says Chris Jackson. Oh, on hers, yeah, 57,000. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Sadiq, welcome to the Members Club. I think we will be active in January. Good play by Mount. Into Delot. He's just got no left foot. It's such a pain in the arse. He's got no left foot. A lot of people saying that the Sunderland player dived. I don't really care because he didn't get sent off and they didn't get a penalty. So I've moved on from it. I suggest you do as well. I didn't really watch the replay. I don't care. He didn't get sent off. I don't know what you're talking about. Loads of people going, he dived, he dived, he dived. Doesn't matter. Didn't get sent off, didn't get a red card, didn't get a penalty. Chill. I've moved on. I suppose some of you haven't. He gave a yellow for simulation, says Eden. Oh, good. There we go. We've got booked for diving. You need to take a chill pill in the chat. You know what? I've noticed it a lot this week. You get really stressed about stuff that doesn't actually matter. I don't have the audio either. I don't have the audio. So the yellow is for Traore for diving. Fine. I don't care. My big concern was for a moment, I thought he was going to get a bloody red card and a penalty. He didn't. You need to chill out. Half an hour to go. I wonder how long Mason Mount's going to stay fit. Could be bad for... Wow, that was... Oh, he's won it back, Bruno, though. Casemiro. Bruno. I tell you what, that was actually a very good ball in for... What's Bruno doing there? Complaining because somebody doesn't get on the end of his fucking cross. You see that? He puts the cross in for Sesko and it was a good cross. And he's there like that afterwards going... I mean, I'd love to play with Bruno. I'd just love the criticism of everything I do and nothing that he does. Is it Amrim in or out even after we win today? Oh, I don't want to see Amrim out, mate. I really don't. Give the guy a break. Chidera, thank you very much. Welcome to the Members Club. Thanks everyone for tuning in. We've hit 2.2 million subscribers today, which is absolutely incredible. Don't forget to get yourself ready for the player ratings. I'm going to be very interested to see how your votes go today. Very interested to see who's going to be a man of the match, who gets good ratings, who doesn't. Remember, 6 is average. I think Delitz has been very, very good. I think Yoro's been very, very good. I don't think Delot's going to get good looking at the live chat, but I'm not that bothered about Delot, really. You know, if we're winning the game, we're winning the game. How is Delo a regular starter, says Pooh. Passport. Passport vibes. He really shouldn't be in the team. And, but look, we've had other managers like this. They just get these weird ideas in their head. I mean, Delo's in the bloody leadership team. Not only should he not be in the team, he's in the bloody leadership team. Delo and Bruno off, Lemmer and Mainu on, says Christian. Leon, you mean, not Leno. My car just broke down on me, but we're winning, so I'm happy. I hope you get it sorted, Cameron. Mark. Sam says, a lot of people like seeing others fail because they're deep down failing themselves, not realising it's that attitude that's making them fail. That's very, very deep. Delo's making Jacob very angry. Keeper plays good long balls than Bruno, says Kay. Thanks for your super chats today. Penalty for Arsenal. They're 1-0 up anyway, but they're going to get a penalty. Dortmund drew with Leipzig. Bremen beat St. Pauli 1-0. Augsburg beat Wolfsburg 3-1. And Leverkusen are 2-0 up against Union Berlin. Bundesliga, obviously, we are covering on That's Football this year. Double substitution. Cunha and Dorgu coming on. Dorgu for Delo at last. That's got to be worth a tweet. I think it'll be Mount for Cunha. I mean, these subs are actually an upgrade. I mean, Mount's done well, but yeah, Mount's coming off number 7. But the substitution of Delo for Dorgu will actually improve us. Apple says, with proper service, Sesko could easily score 5 goals in a game like this. I am going to say it because I think you should always say what you think. We are looking quite comfortable here. And I go back to the comments that people were making in the first half. When was the last time we had a comfortable win in the Prem? And nobody gave me an answer. But we are looking quite comfortable. So ball over the top. Lemens is out. Good play. He'll get a big applause for that. I'm looking forward to 90 minutes, and then I'm looking forward to the international break being over because, as I say, I think our next 4 games, you just want to get on with them. 3 of them away. I mean, I think even a team like Brighton, we should be able to beat them defensively. I need Sunderland to score for my goals galore. Could be a bit careful in the last 24 minutes. Gannon says Mbemme's been off it today. I personally think, first off, he was my man of the match. Let's get the third one in, says Ever. Oh, I'd love us to get the third goal, considering I did say 3-0. 4-0 against Everton last season, says Rajaf. That was the last time. Thank you. I love how Lamens is keeping control of the box, says Ahmed. And I need Sunderland for my goals galore, says Paul. Thank you, Kevin Wong. Faisal, welcome to the Members Club. Thanks for getting your badge in. Delo is my Ruben Diaz. Does nothing worthy, says OTG. Amrim out. Bandstanders will say it's only Sunderland, but you can only beat what's in front of you, says Kieran. You can. I don't personally, Kieran, I don't think this result will change much. Because I think when people have made their mind up, they need more than a home win against Sunderland to change it back. I think he can win the outers back. But, you know, what he's done today is what he's needed to do. He needed to win the game. Deserved to win the game. So far, it's been quite comfortable. There has been some positives. There's been a couple of negatives, let's be honest. Delo was shocking. But, you know, as I say, the next 4 games, 3 of them away. He's already lost 3 games in 7. He can't come out after 10 games with like 5 or 6 losses, otherwise he's in big trouble again. Somebody said to me the other day, the thing about Amrim is, you got the fixture list is quite deceptive. Because on the one hand, you've played Arsenal, Man City and Chelsea, who are top 4 sides. On the other hand, you've also played Brentford and, you know, a lot of people think they're going to be a bottom half team and you've lost. And you've played Burnley and Sunderland at home, who are newly promoted, where you would expect to win. So this is what I was sort of talking about. 10 games isn't going to be really till it matters, but you've got to stay in it. The Chelsea home win, I think, really helped us because maybe people didn't expect that. Sort of cancels out the Brentford one. But there won't be anywhere to hide in the next 4 games. And the interesting thing is you can't predict. You know, you might say, oh, we're going to struggle. It's Anfield. You know, Spurs will be tough. But we do tend to play better in those types of games as well. Is Casemiro on the pitch? Yes. He's still on the pitch, yeah. Alex says Mbeumo's good, but he looks tired. Casemiro, shit, over the bar. Changes he's made is one stays, the other goes in centre midfield to Sai. It resulted, he says, Casemiro on the pitch. And Mbeumo's been sloppy in the second half. Bring on Cobby, says Daryl. And Mbeumo playing like shit, says Sebastian. Mount's my man of the match, says Raphael. Love from Toronto, thank you. Of course, it doesn't change much, but being so vocal in spite of a steady performance just shows bad faith. Back the result and take the positives. Kieran, I don't know what you're talking about. You can't tell people how to think, Kieran. You're not the bloody Prime Minister. How's about some people might be hammering out because they can't stand Bruno in the midfield, Luke Shaw, Delo, you know. How's about they can't stand a 3-4-3? They're allowed to have that opinion, Kieran, and you're allowed to hold yours. And what will happen is a natural debate. The guidelines that you live your life by, you can't inflict on others. Just because you think everybody who's been negative about Amrim should now swallow their medicine, why should they? Maybe they woke up this morning and said, I think we'll beat Sunderland. I'm still going to be Amrim out. Maybe there's some people going, if he loses this game, I'm Amrim out. If he wins the game, I'm going to back him. Bad mentality had to have to say it's only Sunderland. Yes, we want to do this against the bigger teams too, but these are the games we have to win, says Stardust. Perfect time to bring Cobby on, says Curtis7. Hope you're doing well, pal. Yeah, why can't you get in? Robert McCormack says Garnacho's starting in the Liverpool game. That's going to be an interesting watch along. You can join me on That's Football for that. Arsenal are 2-0 up as well. Saka with the penalty. That's going to be a problem for Gyökeres. Because obviously he doesn't get to take penalties. I mean, that's not going to change, is it? You know, Saka's the penalty taker, but I do think when you're a striker coming in and, you know, you've got to score goals and you used to take penalties and you don't get to take them, it sort of damages your supply line, doesn't it? Sebastian says, I know it's only Sunderland, but Ahmad seems to have settled into that wing-back role. Not for me. One game, it's a bit like one sunny day doesn't make a summer. I wouldn't say Ahmad's sorted in that position now. He has played well, but it's going to take more than a home win against Sunderland for me to start saying Ahmad's a right wing-back. I think we need to see more of it. I like him there. I want to see him there. I think that's where Amrim wants him to play. You know, you look at Sporting and he was using wingers in them positions. I definitely want to see that evolution of his system. It's a lovely cross and it's well defended by Shaw. Small positive. Is this a 3 home wins in a row? Says BZD. Yes. Chelsea, Burnley, and then today, if we get it over the line. Jim says, I've enjoyed the match, and I don't remember the last time I actually enjoyed a United game. Good reaction from the players after Brentford. I don't know why, Jim, that comment actually really irritates me. I think it's when you say good reaction after the game against Brentford. It's just like, why did we lose against Brentford? Like, what? We beat Chelsea. And then we don't turn up at Brentford. And I think that's the trust element, isn't it? I just don't understand why we didn't turn up against Brentford. But look, it is a good reaction. It's great to see you enjoying yourself this match, says Michael K. It's nice to be watching Man United win a game comfortably. I forget what it's like. It's not my way or the highway. Apologies, says Kieran. Fair play to other opinions. I just think take a glimmer of positivity. I'll certainly be doing that, Kieran. I don't want to see us sacking another manager. So if there's a way back, I want to get behind it. I think there's some positives today, but I would still say, you know, the midfield still worries me a lot. Oh, they were very close to scoring there. I mean, I sort of papered over the cracks of that chance there for Sunderland. It was a good cross and Brobby nearly got on the end of it. Do you see Xerxes and Mainu leaving in January? Amrim doesn't rate them and they'll want to play before the World Cup, says Robble. I had this conversation in the summer on the tour. People were going on about Xerxes and how good he is. And I just don't see how he's going to get any minutes. Mainu's coming on now, but with Xerxes, I don't see how he gets minutes, you know? Be nice if he took Bruno off for 15 minutes, wouldn't it? Being as he's meant to be Bruno's replacement, it'd be lovely to see Bruno get subbed off with 15 minutes to go. Delit, man of the match. Delit's, John, I think he's player of the season, Delit. Really, really do. Oh, Cunha got caught a little bit late there. Don't want to be seeing him getting injured. Did seem to catch him on the ankle as well. It's amazing that a player like Casemiro was up for transfer is playing before Mainu. Mbeumo coming off, so Bruno will stay on and go to 10. Mbeumo did look tired, to be fair. Win today in spite of Amrim's selection fetish, says Byron. I look forward to the comments in the match reaction. I think I always read them on a Saturday night, and it's, you know, it's impossible to please everybody, but I'll be very interested to see the react. I love reading the comments on the match reaction. It's probably the video I read the comments the most on. I'll be very interested to see how people react to this. So Mainu's on for the last 15. Sort of need a title. Job done, bit boring. Sunderland have got a bit of an attack here. If he cuts it back, Yoro has done well, does well again. Good defending, played very well, Yoro. Florian says, we got it wrong in the summer. Xerxes should be gone instead of Rasmus. We have enough players at 10, but just one striker. Yeah. Hamid says, why is there such a pile on Amorim? Lots of good managers had poor starts, but were given time. Amorim's doing exactly what Rangnick said. He's not, though, Hamid. The pile on for Amorim, if you want, in my opinion, is his bias towards certain players and his refusal to accept that his midfield is a problem and the shoehorning of certain players into the team. If he wasn't doing that, I think the patience would be there. Amorim survives. I like that one. Fennick, you're not a mod for nothing. How did he bench Yoro? It's inexcusable, says Don. Sesko needs to be on the penalties for a while, says Kana Dave. Well, what does this do for us in relation to the... We've got to be in the top half of the table now. We're into 8th place with 10 points. Obviously, there's still a load of people still to play. But at least we're in the top half. Got to be careful here. It was greedy. He should have passed it there. They had an overlap. So need to be a little bit careful here. Job's not done. Hi, Mark, says Red Devil Germany. Hope you're doing well. We are no more than a mid-table team. Hope we are reaching Europe and play Frankfurt one day so I can get a chance to meet you or one of your staff and have a good chat about United. Thank you, pal. I'm confident Bruno is never going to get subbed, says Red Devil. Title, stable and basic, says Angry Brit. Amrim or Amrim out. Amrim in or Amrim out is a good title. And yes, they didn't turn up versus Brentford, but they did against Sunderland, and I'm enjoying it while I can because we don't know what will happen next week, says Jim. You have to do that. Imagine Bruno as manager, says Chad. Maybe we are. Sesko needs to be done well as well. Thank you very much. What do you think about the performance, by the way? I haven't really asked that. Do you think it's been a good performance? Do you think it's been, you know, an okay performance? Do you think it's been a bad performance? I think we were good in the first half. I think we could have been 3-0 up in the first half. I think second half, there's been a bit of a... You know, we've been more steady in the second half, I think. Good pass by Ahmad, that. Go on then, Bruno, put the cross in. Casemiro again. Yellow card. Silly. Light switch on, says, referencing light switch players, says Zug. I need to think of a title here. Midfield showing more promise, says Alex. You are such a rage baiter, mate. I know, I've got your number. Thing is, I think we'll go to Anfield and get a draw. So many times we go to Anfield and people go, we're definitely going to get beat. Remember that time when we went to Anfield with Ten Hag and everyone was like, we're going to get battered? And they had like 30 shots and we had none. And we basically parked the bus and got a point. So I think we can. I think we can get a result at Anfield. I'd like to see us go to Anfield, get a draw, beat Brighton, and beat Forest, and maybe draw at Spurs. If we can get 8 points from the next 12, that'd be quite good. But it's not going to be like that, is it? We all know it's going to be a roller coaster this season. How about reprieval for a title, says Will H. A good performance, but very good teams knock in the third and then pass it around, says John. I just wish we could see a clear vision. A win is needed, but the longevity isn't clear, says Rushmore. I do want to talk about that. That's a very good point. Thank you very much for your super chat. The raw Mainu gets as he comes on is fantastic. It's clear how much he means to us all. Amrim has to understand this. It's part of our history, says Jar Bar Drinks. Joseph says, Redder will find a bar to watch Liverpool versus Chelsea. Performance okay. Would love just wants to put a team to the sword, says Pengas. See, well, it's like somebody said, Sunderland actually still ahead of us, aren't they? The beginning or the end for Amrim, says Jay. Well, it's not going to be the end. They're not going to sack him at the moment. Oh, Cunha. Good pace. Defended as well. Corner. Solid first half, but faded after the break, says John. Hard to call it a step forward. Maybe a little confidence, but still a long way to go. Oh, it's definitely a step forward, John. It's just how much of a step forward is it? Caulfield says, Casemiro, great player, but loses his head too much. He was a great player. He's lost his legs. Vinil says, delaying the inevitable. Old Trafford, very quiet. You'd think we were losing, says Darren. I just think that's the state of mindset in the United fan base at the moment. We just don't know. There is no vision. So you're winning a game and you're sort of like, do you believe this is a step forward? Or, you know, I just don't. I think it's a bit of a stopgap, this result. Understandably so. Because you can't go into a game where if he loses it, there's a very big chance he's going to lose his job. And then if he wins it, be going, yeah. It's just like, it's going to take time, isn't it, to build the trust again. Do you think United were expecting Bruno to leave, bought the 2 10s, then were told he was staying? No, because we bought Mbeumo way after that Red 7. One of the most concerning things for me about Amrim is that his leadership team is basically the list of players that need to be sold. Agate coming on for Casemiro. Thank you very much for that, Darth. Still 5 minutes to go. I had the match reaction set up as Man United 3-0. Yoro's coming off as well. Presume it's going to be Maguire. Yeah. Yeah. Surely there's not long enough for them to get back in it. Look, as I said, it's, you know, we're here for a good time, not a long time. And if you are a Man United fan, sometimes you just got to take the win. The difference between, I mean, imagine if we'd lost this game. Can you imagine your mood, your mental health, the stress? They'd probably keep him anyway. You know, it'd be a miserable, miserable 2 weeks. So to win the game and be able to have a little bit of a freedom is surely a positive. No minutes for Xerxes. I said this before the season started, though. No European football, no Carabao Cup. Every game is a bloody must-win. There is no luxury time to bring in Xerxes. Like, he won't get any minutes. I don't know what he was thinking, really. If I was his agent, I'd have been having a word with him in the summer going, we might need to get a move. Because where are your minutes coming from? Obviously, I understand why he didn't, because you back yourself and go, I'll get in the team, but he ain't going to get anywhere near this team, is he? I actually think Amrin's best game was Anfield last year, says Brian. With all due respect, Mark, I think we do have a vision. Old players need to go, but he can only work with what he has. More windows needed, says Robert. Why does he do that? No need to change centre-backs, says Alan Noonan. He always does it. Always changes his centre-backs, Alan. I don't know why. It's a very good observation. Luke Shaw fitness levels must be World Cup years, says Thomas. Don't start to me about Luke Shaw. When there's an opportunity to play for England, he's fit every fucking minute, isn't he? You can only play what's in front of you, says Steve. You take the win. Probably he hasn't been able to win more than one in a row. Yeah, well, he's got to break that record. He's got to break that record, hasn't he, Steve? He's got to win 2 in a row. It'd be very difficult to go to Anfield and win. Especially if Liverpool don't win today. I don't think Liverpool will win today. So you don't want to be playing a wounded animal at Anfield. Yeah, I'm on That's Football for that. Looking forward to it. Got an 8 o'clock show tonight as well on United Stand. Don't always do an 8 o'clock show on a Saturday, but we are doing an 8 o'clock show tonight. Don't know whether to have a haircut or let it grow. It is... Clean sheet's very good as well, Ruben. Yeah, a clean sheet in Le Mans' first game should not be underestimated. Well, he's not quite there yet. Ahmad's had a good game. Yeah, I'm looking forward to doing the player ratings. If you haven't registered for player ratings, the link's in the live chat or the video description. Register once and then you're on there for the whole season on the website. Mark every player out of 10, 6 being average. I think today's going to be a really rare Man United game where there's going to be a lot of players who are 6 or above. And trust me, that does not happen very often. Shot there by Cunha. So... 5 minutes stoppage time, apparently. Lisa loves the tracksuit Amrim's wearing. When you're back on career mode, Mark? Joe's next week, which will be a good week to get it back with it being international break. So, look at Le Mans' face next time. He's commanding, says Nix. Let's try and be positive. Sunderland are 6th. In my opinion, Mount, Sesko, Delo, Yoro, like Le Mans, confidence for me is a huge upgrade. A win is a win, says Christine. Thank you, Christine. Hope you're doing well. Delo was awful. Why does he get away with it, says Mario. Ahmad's had a good game. Ruben said the clean sheet's important. Thank you very much for that. Oh, lovely play. See the way he skipped past Luke Shaw there? Good save, Le Mans. I mean, Luke Shaw there. What is it about Luke? You know, people talk about Delo. What is it about Luke Shaw that's good? Every bloody week, he makes massive, massive mistakes. But a good confidence for Le Mans. The way he skips past Luke Shaw there, Roy Keane will be losing it. Good save with his feet, Le Mans. I always like, reminds me of De Gea. Good with your feet. Look, it's not like Sunderland have... I mean, we've had more chances than them. Let's not get carried away. I think 2-0 is the right scoreline. But first clean sheet since the 0-0 friendly with Leeds, says Josh. That's my keeper, says Mick. Harry Maguire backed off 2, says Little Fat Dosser. Do you think Le Mans would be better number 1 for us? He's got to be number 1, Stephen. We've got to build with it now. Look what a goalkeeper doing his job does for us, says Mario Franco. Don't cut your hair until they win 3 in a row, says Ryan. I'm not a prat. I'm not doing that rubbish. We're winning, but Ahmad's had a shit game, says Roosh. And thank you for the 5-star feedback. Please, my weekend isn't ruined, says World Padlock. Look at Le Mans' face. He's commanding, says Nix. Thank you very much. How big a difference does playing with the goalkeeper make, says Dale. And United win. All I need now is the Dallas Cowboys to win, says Javier. Thanks everyone who subscribed today, by the way, both on Twitch and on YouTube. We've hit 2.2 million subscribers on YouTube, which is absolutely incredible. So get involved. Don't forget, we're live every morning at 10 o'clock, every night at 8 p.m. and we will be live at 8 o'clock tonight. We've got the match reaction straight after this, where we're going to do player ratings. Then we've got the fan forum in Manchester, where if Ricky's on, he's probably going to give Luke Shaw man of the match. I'm just warning you now. We haven't spoken. We've not been in contact with WhatsApp. But in Ricky's mind, Luke Shaw will have played like prime Bobby Moore. And then I'm back here at 8 o'clock as well. I'm doing the 2 o'clock watch-alongs tomorrow, Jago. Yeah, there's a few 2 o'clock games. Evening Mark almost cried after realising we finally got a competent goalkeeper. Says Delusional Unicorn. Good name, good name. Do you think Lemens should play against Liverpool, says Stephen? I don't know. I don't know why that would be up for debate. Surely he's in goal against... I mean, you can't... Imagine if we go to Liverpool and he puts Bienda in goal. I mean, Lemens has had a good game and a clean sheet. He's the number one now. He's going to make mistakes, but he's the number one. He's the goal. You know, he's the big positive for me. The goalkeeper. I tell you what, I can't wait for can't wait for this guy to come back and bench Luke Shaw as well. I'm a big fan of Luke Shaw over the years, but we need this guy back. I can't wait to see. We've got Lemens in goal now. We've got Yoro at the back. Martinez back in the defence. No more Shaw. I can't bloody wait. I'm looking forward to your player ratings as well. Don't forget to check out Surfshark as well. Fantastic offer there. Denvernaldo has just gifted 10 subs on Twitch as well, mate. You're an absolute legend for that. Thank you very much. I think he's going to be back after the next international break. I think he'll be back in like mid-November. Amrim in Sunderland, says Alec. Xbox says Lemens barking orders and showing confidence is huge. I mean, this is the defence we had against fucking Brentford now. Harry Maguire is centre back again, and De Ligt has gone to the right. Why does he do that? Why not just bring Yoro off and put Maguire right-sided centre back? Why do you move De Ligt as well? I don't get that. I don't get that. We've been talking a lot about Amrim's team choice lately, but do you think any team out there today would have beaten this Sunderland team? They've made the game comfortable for us. I don't think Sunderland played very well. It's the first time I've watched them. I think they could get relegated based on that, but obviously they've got a lot more points. Final whistle! We're back! 2-0 to Manchester United. Lovely stuff. Thanks, everyone. Let's get over to the match reaction. I'm in a bit of a rush now because I've got to get this done for about 5:20 so I can get set up for the watch-along Liverpool against Chelsea at Chelsea. But United have won. Match reaction. Do your player ratings quickly. Links in the video description or the live chat. We'll be live there in a minute. I'll see you over there. Thanks for watching.